Oh, baby, did you see that move from Nico Hischier? Because I did. They just sent a serious message to the front office, to GM Tom Fitzgerald. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Devil's Digest, Ryan the Gosiker here with you. Let's get into it. We're going to break down the Devils' huge 3-2 overtime win over the Seattle Kraken. But first, before we get into the news today, this video is brought to you by Call Sheet. When you download Call Sheet using the link below and enter code DIGESTNHL, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. Call Sheet is the largest prediction market in the United States. On their platform, you trade yes, no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, pretty much anything, whether you're in California or New Jersey. Call Sheet is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, all in a regulated market when you can cash out at any time. One of my favorite ones they got going right now, ahead of the big college football playoff national championship game. Okay, my eyes might need a little squeaky clean here, but I believe that says Indiana wins by over 9.5 points, and the over/under set at either 48.5 or 49.5. I like the over to hit, and I like Miami to cover. Okay, I don't like a big widespread national championship game, so maybe that's more of a hopeful thought, but that's where my heart is. Okay, over on the points, and Miami with the spread. Heck, you can even check out the Devils' playoff chances if you wanted to. It's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you could close positions whenever you want. Download Call Sheet with the link in the description. Don't forget to use code DIGESTNHL to get your $20 bonus. And thank you once again to Call Sheet for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into the action. Cody Glass broke the glass tonight, putting the Devils up 1-0. I believe the stat ranked 14-4-1 this year, the Devils are, when they scored first. So, certainly give you a lot of hope. Okay, 54 seconds into the game, which was massive. And it really got the home faithful going, because I mentioned in a few videos, how do the Devils fans respond? How did they respond to this moment? And I thought they did a great job. And I thought they were there in support. Okay, in support of the guys on the ice. Okay, we'll talk about some of the front office in a little while, but the Devils, man, I'm trying to hold it all in for you guys, but the excitement from this win has me so fired up because, again, it's not, at the beginning, I wasn't like they sent a serious message to the NHL like, oh, watch out, here come the Devils. They sent a serious message, not even to us fans, but to the front office, on a day where, as I mentioned, Tom Fitzgerald, I feel like I have to ride both sides of the fence on this, because I want him to speak to the media like a normal person. But then when he speaks, it aggravates me. I don't believe him anymore. Okay, so when he says some of the things that he says, I really don't believe him at all. And then at the end of the day, it's like, does this guy know what he's talking about? Okay? And I know some of you say that about me, but I'm saying that about him. Okay? Some of the things he says, some of the reasoning for some of the things that he says, wildly out of control. Wildly out of control. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on Tom Fitzgerald and what he said yesterday, what he said today specifically. Okay? In just a cowardly fashion. The afternoon before a home game where you know fans are going to come fired up. You know they're coming to boo. Okay, so what can you say? I mean, it's cowardly, but this is what this, I hate to use administration because then, that makes people kind of, think we're going in a broader scope. But that's what this owner and that's what this GM are about. Hey, how does this look good for us PR-wise? But again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about that because obviously I can barely speak. Okay? Huge Devils win. Huge Nico Hischier overtime goal. Excuse me. I'm trying, people. Try to fight with me, okay? I appreciate you for sticking along. Nico Hischier with the overtime winner. He also scored the second goal of the game for the Devils. Multi-goal game for Nico Hischier. That's back-to-back games for the Devils with multi-goal scorers. Okay, very important. Let's take a look at Nico's overtime winner. Okay, you see Beautiful move there. Gets it by Grubauer, who has not had the best of times against the Devils recently. Okay. Just a beautiful move by the captain, okay. A great finish, and man, I couldn't be prouder. Could not be prouder right now of the Devils, okay. But what this sets up, Saturday night at the Rock, it's going to be awesome. Carolina coming to town. The Devils' kryptonite. The Devils' thorn in the side. A team that the Devils just seemed the last 3-4 years just can't beat. Can't beat them in Carolina. Can't beat them at Prudential Center. Couldn't beat them overseas if they played over there. Saturday night, they come to the Rock. The Devils. Now, if you've watched Major League, you know the famous quote. This is Major League 2, actually. The famous quote about, you win 2 in a row, that's nice. You win 3 in a row, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. This is going to be the Devils' hump. They got to get to 3 in a row. And they got to beat their arch nemesis to do it. And their kryptonite to do it. But remember what happened last time Carolina came to Prudential Center. They didn't beat the Devils. The Devils beat themselves. They scored 2 own goals in that game. They beat themselves. And that had to be the most frustrating, one of the most frustrating losses all year. Because for once, it didn't look like the Devils didn't not belong on the ice. I don't know if the negatives canceled out there or not. They belonged on the ice with Carolina that night. And they deserved to win that game that night. Couple own goals. That was hard to watch. Hard to watch. So Saturday night sets up beautifully for the Devils, okay? And just looking here, excuse me, the Devils, why can't the Devils go on a run? Goose, what have they shown all year? I don't know. I can't. There's nothing I can pull out of my hat except for the 8-game win streak at the beginning of the year. But that's it. That was a long time ago. That was ages ago. But why can't the Devils go on a run? Okay, and I pulled here, Washington is the 3rd team in the Metro because some of you said Devils are better off chasing the 3rd team in the Metro as opposed to 1 or 2 in the wild card. There they are, 4 points away. 4 points away. So why can't the Devils get on a heater right now and find a way in order to start the heater? And please believe me when I say this. In order to start the ignition, start the grill, light the grill, they got to win Saturday night. They have to win Saturday night in order to start this gravy train. Okay? See if they can do it. Enjoy the win. My blood pressure's still coming down. You can hear I can barely speak, okay? Thank you, Nico Hischier, because he's a guy that's been struggling all year long, and he gets a 2-goal game tonight in the overtime winner. Let's see if we can check it out one more time. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Thanks, Cap, for a great night. Okay. And I appreciate everybody for listening, for watching, however you're consuming this content. Thank you. Thank you to Call Sheet. Thank you to everybody hanging with me despite the voice problems. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Enjoy this Devils win. Okay, let's try to get 3 in a row on Saturday. Let's do it, Devils Nation. We'll catch you next time on Devils Digest.